Okay, but one aspect of the entire thing that stands out like a sore thumb, is the aspect where you outrightly denied making some of the comments. Whereas, hold on, Daniel. Whereas you were, there are records.
All right. Before we continue, for those of you that doesn't know this guy, this man, is that person that was in an interview and they asked him before he was not supporting Tinubu. Then as of 2023, he was blackmailing Tinubu's government and everything. Say Tinubu does this one, Tinubu set him up. Then in an interview currently in this 2026, he was called on an interview. Now he turned back because he has been carried along too by the APC. They don't bribe him, give him his own settler. Now they started asking him those things he was saying before about Tinubu, before he was blackmailing them. Not even blackmailing, where sometimes some of the things he said was blackmailing. He was in pain at time that Tinubu was not, But now they've settled in the interview they were asking him, you understand? About everything he says in Tinubu, the negative.
Electronic records. Yeah. So this is an opportunity now because, Daniel, what I want us to do, let's give opportunity to Nigerians to see you apologize, if I may use that.
I would not apologize.
To say, because Nigerians feel let down that you brought...
Because of misinformation. When they bring out the full video and play it, and the Nigerians watch it and air their opinion, then at that point we will decide whether I apologize. I would rather expect that lots of Nigerians will apologize to me, but then they can't now because their opinion was based on the 8-minute doctored interview. So within that context, they are right in how they express themselves.
Are you saying, Daniel, that even the aspect where you were asked direct questions that you said the president is this, or okay, for instance, you didn't say that in that interview. I remember you saying even if they give President Tinubu 30 years, he cannot do anything. You said that.
This is another misinformation. You see what you are just saying? Yeah. Because it has been played over and over on social media.
Accepted as
you now accept. But I never say something like that.
Until we play out, maybe if we now get the real tape of
I can even send you the interview, or if you can pause this, I will forward to you. I have it on my phone here.
Daniel, what about the specific cases, instances that maybe mentioned where you said this, he said no, but then they played,
like I told you. You see, this is another thing. Yes. You are still believing the falsehood and the lies of Mehdi.
Explain the falsehood.
No, you said they played. In that interview, there was never playing of anything.
Yeah, I admit your explanation that it wasn't played to you when you were there.
Yes.
They played it afterwards. But
no, they did not play it afterwards because there was any hearing again.
They produced it afterwards and
added it. But the point I'm saying, get it very clear.
Let me get it.
If the in fact, not even the original, even the 49 minutes interview that was doctored. Yes. If you go and watch it, a lot of people didn't watch it. Those who watched it actually contact me and say they were surprised at this thing when they
because they're your friends.
No, I'm talking of obedience. How I assess my performance from my worst enemies. From obedience. So now they said, so what is the huge? Because in the beginning, he has asked a question like that and you have admitted. Why is it that later you denied? I told him, let the full video come out. I got frustrated with the way he was repeating what I told him. I acknowledged saying things even more than what you are imagining. But let us go to the issues because now I have changed my opinion and everybody has a right. In fact, on one occasion, I asked him, what is the job of the opposition? He said to oppose. I said, thank you.
So, let's tidy up on this. So you don't owe Nigerians any explanation?
No, I don't owe Nigeria. Explanation? Yes, I've explained.
Sorry, you don't owe us any apologies?
No, I don't.
Because it's a sign of, magnanimity, largeness of heart.
Yes, if
to say, I'm sorry, that was not my best showing.
In my life, I have. If anybody that knows me, I am one of the fewest persons that own up to issues when they are correct, and I say I apologize. Ask people who are around me. To a point where some people say, you too, they apologize. But I cannot apologize on falsehood, on doctored interview, for which the opinion were based on the doctored interview. You understand? They were based on that. So I will not apologize to falsehood and to fake news until when they release the entire video. Then when you watch it and then you come back to me and say, this is a poor performance. I've watched all the video and I think it's a poor performance. And then I'll apologize to you.
Because why I asked was because, when I saw it, I was like, I mean, Daniel didn't commit any offense. If you were asked, you said this, simply say, yes, I said it based on the information I had then, or I've changed my mind. Nobody can accuse you for
even in the 49 minutes, I urge you, sir, because I'm now using you as a reflection of the society, because I'm seeing from the way we're communicating, you probably didn't watch the 49. A lot of people did not, because Media Hassan released the 8 minutes.
No, I watched the entire 49. I watched it.
You watched it?
Yes, the entire 49.
Was there at any material time in the 49 minutes where I admitted to saying things against Asiwaju, and I said I did that because I was in the opposition?
Yes, there was a point where you said that's the job of the opposition or something. There was a point where you said
so that. If you have watched it, you will find more than 3 occasions in which I acknowledge. And by the way, for more than 1 year in Nigeria, this thing was litigated. All the TV houses I have been to, all, and what I mean all, podcasts and everything, I have never denied that. I have never denied saying that. And it is out in the public domain anyway. And the president in question, whom I say things in my capacity as the opposition, told me it is just the opposition. Ignore that and just move on with your work. You get the point? So I don't know the hue. You see, Mehdi Hassan did that because he might say that he is not a Nigerian, so he didn't know how that thing was litigated after I've changed my mind, and he has to do that. I don't have a problem with that. I answered all his questions. When he starts saying the same thing after I had warned him, I now made up my mind just to be denying it.
Okay, let's tidy up on this with this last question. There are strong insinuations that there are, disenchantments within, disunity within the president's media team, and that indeed this entire Mehdi Hassan saga was a setup. You were sent there and set up, knowing that, assuming that you would fail, you would struggle and probably fail, and that would portray you in bad light before your principal. Is there any substance?
I will reserve my comment regarding that because
Daniel, please.
I don't believe.
The public has a right to know.
Yes, but I don't believe in I don't believe in crying. I know what is going on.
Yes.
Right from when I was appointed.
Yes.
I know. In fact, it is beyond just assuming. These are things we have
to place it because I don't have evidence. That's why I'm asking you.
And I am not about
to hear from the horses.
To be honest with you, sir. All the places I've been to, I have always de-emphasized conversation around my person. I've not been appointed to speak about myself. It's to speak about the president and his program.
Absolutely.
That is where you see my best, And I'm not the type of person that will complain about what is going on.
But there is division, there's disunity.
It's up to you guys in the media.
No, confirm it. You're the man in the eye of the storm.
Let me tell you.
You're the man in the eye of the storm. So let this go to rest. Let's
See. Let's just proceed. Let's proceed.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back to it when we've dealt with some other. Has the president reached out to you personally in the fallout of the
He's my boss now.
Have you seen him? Has he called you to say, okay, please don't?
Even as yesterday, we chatted.
Okay, but was there any reference made to that?
I reserve my comment. But I can tell you this.
Yes.
The president has absolute confidence in my loyalty and commitment to him. And he has reiterated that over and over to a point I sometimes I feel like, Daddy, because he continues to say, I have absolute confidence in you and you're doing well. This president is somebody who assesses people per time. He is not somebody who sits down. But the greatest strength that President Bola Tinubu has, the greatest strength, I have been around politicians, the greatest strength that he has is in his ability not to make a quick judgment when information comes to him.
Strength, his greatest strength.
One of his greatest strengths. Do you know why I'm saying that? I've been around leaders who, knowing that the other party may never get to come and give his side of the story, once they hear something, they act on it. The president's belief is that when you come around speak about people's strength, he appreciates it. When you complain, the first point in his mind is you may have an agenda. So he subjects what you're saying to forensic verification. How he will do that, you will not even know. So that's why you see sometimes people will cook things in the media, sponsor bloggers. There is nothing that didn't happen in this last time, including opinion people high profile, that we are given the brief to write opinion against me, that way the president will be convinced. Skit makers.
They were hired.
2 out of these people reached out to me and said, I couldn't take that type of nonsense because I know who you are. I'm talking of prominent people. I'm not talking of social media only. But with all those things, was the president moved? He knows who I am. In terms of commitment, he knows my commitment. The president knows if I'm not committed to him, I will not come and work with him. He knows how much I revered about his qualities and abilities and what he has done to me in terms of drawing me close, forgiving me about all. He knows that it's like a renewed energy in me to want to repay for the kind of large heart.
Son that as the father has welcomed
for the large heart. Some people are not comfortable with that. Some people are not comfortable with that. And that's why you see all those things. When I see
even minded the fact that you were actually part of that family before.
Where were they?
Where were they?
When I was with him. And one good thing about the president is 99.9% of people who are standing now taking stone and stoning somebody. You know, Jesus said, let who has not sinned among you, let him be the first to cast a stone. 99% of the people doing that have all in their history worked against Aswaju. I'm talking of even people closest to him. But you see, we live in a world where, like in the days of Jesus Christ, even the afflicted wants to afflict another person. But this election year, I am not about emphasizing or complaining about me. We have achieved so much with this administration that all I am concerned about is how to propagate it. Oh, I was in London last week. We traveled with the president for the engagement. I was in BBC. These people could appreciate what this government is doing. Now, but let me tell you something that is probably to give a perspective to Nigerians. Since 2023, the political climate has been changed for the negative. When we had for the first time political representatives cut across 3 major languages, and the demographics cut across that, it has built up hate on social media. People don't even know the manipulation of algorithm on social media, where you will be coerced to join the bandwagon. It was never your intention, but you were manipulated by algorithm. People don't even know that. Then, secondly, the set of people that support Peter Obi, I am sorry that sometimes I have to mention it. Their hatred is beyond imagination.
The obedience, you mean?
The obedience. They don't subject anything to objectivity, right? When this thing happened, they came at it because they knew how, in the past few months, how I neutralized what he claims to be his strength. And so they came all out thinking by that they would demoralize me against the next election. So that's what you see on social media. Now, where are they? Some of them are in civil society. So when they push out civil society, they say Nigerian civil society are complaining. But in actual fact, it is partisan people. Because now they are coming out to say they are supporting Peter Obi. Even television anchors in major TV houses, unofficial spokesmen of Peter Obi, they will be there. They'll be talking about objectivity and be attacking, but in actual fact, it is pushing out. Anytime there is a story negative about Peter Obi, they will never report it. This morning I was watching that program, and Peter Obi went to Kanu, and him and Kwankwaso, and there was crowd. See the excitement on the anchors to talk about it.
Are they not supposed to be excited? They're just
no, but let them come out and tell Nigerians I'm supporting Peter Obi. In America, I mean, people are not partisan.
No, but are you sure they're actually supporting
you are asking me? I have more than enough evidence. They can't look me in the face and say that. But now when they see, they start analyzing, they will never say anything good in Nigeria. Anything happen in Nigeria, they will find 1,001 reasons to say that this is not the reason why it's happening like that.
We'll come back to this. We'll come back to.
And Nigerians don't know that.